Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing today? All right, I need to shut this off. All right, because I was listening to Monkey. He's, his 3.5 hour stream this morning. Wow, that was a. All right, Nick Rekieta has just announced that he is doing a live deal on not Nick Rekieta. Dang it. Not Toodle, who was it? Legal Mindset. He just announced he's got the search warrant for Qaeda. A lot of people are interested in that. So let's buzz over to him here real quick.
So this is absolutely the going assumption. This is the search warrant. So we're getting into the actual details. Before, we just had the statement of probable cause, which was separate from and apart from the actual warrant itself and the basis for the warrant. So we're going to be going over that, all of the details on the show. And we're going to do it as cleanly as we can here today. So one thing let me do here whilst we do this out. I just want to make sure I get this out on Twitter. So if you guys can do me a solid,
let's see here,
and can retweet me as I put this out, that'll help us get the word of this show out and help others.
And let me, if anybody is interested
you want to watch
watching his stuff, watching his stream instead of mine, let me go ahead and post a link to
super
it.
chats and memberships real quick, and then we're going to get into the actual document, which I have redacted the address because it's in like 6 or 7 places, but it's one document, so it's a little bit easier, and because it's not totally publicly accessible. One dickhead says gifted 10 Legal Mindset memberships. Appreciate you very much. Thank you so much. Professor Keen said, hold up, LM. Let me get the popcorn. Jamie Moodley says, Barnes and Viva stood with Jack Murphy, and now they stand with Nick. Look, listen, all I heard from them were legal arguments. And I'm going to say this once, and I'm going to say this again. And I really don't care who I piss off. And I think that was pretty clear yesterday.
Sound a little oddball there, Tyre.
In the tank for one side or another, the Nick Simps or the Knicks haters. I'm here to stand for the law, right? And from what I heard of the short part of Barnes's constitution.
Okay. Oh, do I sound a little weird there, Tyre? What's going on, huh? What weird as in what, my friend? Do I sound a little deeper than usual or a little hoarse or what? Sounds like I'm going demonic. Well, I am sniping LM's stuff, but let's see here.
Okay, does that sound any better now? Am I sounding a little bit better than what it was? Okay. Actually, I was playing around with the voice filter and I forgot to shut it off. Like there's
this one here. Let's see, is it playing? Yeah. Okay. There's this filter that I've been playing with a little bit this morning.
And then there is this filter. Yeah.
And finally, this filter, USA the morning. This one I think is the morning.
And this one is supposed to be just plain evil.
So let me go ahead and shut them all off now. Okay. Yeah, jigsaw shroom. Okay, let's see what legal mindset's saying here now.
So let's get into the document here. And this is the redacted version of the search warrants. So we got that right here. Now the document itself is about, how many pages? We've got 11 pages, but of that, many of the pages are detailing items. So it's going to be a rather brief read through. I'm just going to go ahead and read through it, and we're going to stop at some pertinent areas to talk. But mostly, I'm going to be read throughing it, and then we may have to do a little rewinding as well. Okay, so this.
All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut his volume off, and I'll try to keep an eye on this as I also do what I planned on doing to start with. Let me do this. So let me enlarge his screen for now. Okay, so now we know who the officer was, Quinn Pomplun. Okay. Now, he said he was blocking off the address, but he turns around and leaves the street that the driveway is on. Smart. That makes no sense there, buddy. Should have blanked out the city and such. Okay. No, a lot of people, like I said, I was listening to Monkey's stream last night, and one of the things that kept coming up was nobody had actually seen the search warrant. So they don't know, some people are saying, well, the cops had no business to break into Nick's place, yada, 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 yada. Well, unless they've seen the search warrant, you don't know. You don't know what they had and what they presented to the judge. That the judge agreed to sign off on to give a search warrant. All right, now let's look at this. Felony level crimes include not limited to criminal sexual conduct, homicide, death investigations, missing persons, fatal motor vehicle crashes, burglaries, theft, harassment. Good God of mercy. Okay, I got to pause this for a second. All right, wait a second here. Maybe I misread that. Oh, those aren't crimes that he's accusing Nick of having done. All right, gotcha. Okay. let's see. I'm not a. I mean, I listen to Nick Rekieta on occasion, depending on what he's what they're covering, but I don't. All right, here we go. Received a report: possible child neglect and controlled substance use. 4 people from their church had gone to him reporting neglect and controlled substance and a questionable relationship with an additional couple. All right. Well, that's not the stuff I'm morally worried about. I'll tell you, I'm going to pause him, and we'll come back to him later because I don't want to just restream him. I want to get to some other stuff here. Okay. California, on occasion, does things that and occasionally does things that I actually agree with as a state. No, they actually sometimes have policies and such and spend money and sometimes lots of money and doing things that's like, okay, yeah, this is a good thing. And this is one of the times I actually agree that the state, I'm saying that California is doing the right thing. Take a look at this here. This is huge. I mean, there's cars there. This is bigger. Well, this is wider than the, let's see, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8-lane highway that it's crossing. So this thing is absolutely and totally massive. And what it is an animal walkover. All right. This overpass will connect the Santa Monica Mountains with the Yosemite Hills, extending wildlife natural habitat. This is fantastic. This will allow the wild animals that live on one mountain range to get across safely to the other. Now, how they come to pick this particular location for it and everything else, I don't know. It's not expected to be done in it's not, but I mean, this is great. I like this article right here. In America, riven by polarization, wildlife crossings are an unlikely unifier. Bridges literally and symbolically over a divided nation. I'm about as conservative as they come, but that also includes, wisely, smartly conserving our wild animal life. Wildlife, animal wildlife, okay. I'll say it in a way that actually makes sense here sooner or later. And while I grew up hunting, I grew up fishing, I grew up trapping, I've snared, I've used leg traps that a lot of people have wanted to make illegal for decades. Excuse me for a second here. And Ramen is here. Welcome, Ramen. How you doing?
I am so glad you made it today.
But even though I've always enjoyed eating freshly killed by my own hands, freshly skinned, freshly butchered meat, I never took more than what I needed. I never wanted more than what I needed to go onto my dinner table or what I needed to go into my freezer to feed us, feed the family through the winter. Oh, you haven't heard anything yet, Ramen. You haven't heard anything yet. And I've never understood why cities, counties, and states haven't done more to protect wildlife and give them crossings over major highways and such. I mean, farmers know where the deer cross the roads. At least we did when I was growing up. People who live out in the country, we know where the deer cross the roads at, where they're most likely to cross, and where to slow down, regardless of how nice the night is and how fast you want to go flying through. It's now bipartisan because blue states have caught up. The liberals have caught up to the conservatives on wanting to conserve the wildlife. Now, this is true here. Wildlife crossings are not a panacea for the problems of this magnitude, and the government should also invest in less grandiose solutions such as fencing, culverts, and tunnels. With so many species on the verge of dying out and cities expanding into their habitats, these projects need to happen. And that is a truism also. Cities need to know when to stop growing, when to stop growing out and into the natural wildlife. I am not a fan of state owned property. I'm really not a fan of federal owned property. Because they have a tendency, well, it's like some park, and maybe right now I'm feeling less generous than what I should be because of some videos I watched of park rangers this week, the way some park rangers have been acting lately. When the state owns the land and they put their rangers out there to patrol it, some of these rangers, they think they're super cops. It's the same problem we have with anybody in authority. Give them a badge and a gun and they think they're God and and the average person needs to kneel down to them. Not all of them, but enough of them and for some reasons, it's either the big, tall, muscular guy on steroids that shaves his head, or the short, fat woman. It's usually one of the two that get stupid with their authority. When I see, and yeah, I know. Shroom, you shouldn't be judging people by the way they look. I'm sorry, I do. I do judge people by the way they look. I didn't used to do it as much as I do it now, but after 17 years of working in hotel industry, you start to understand that certain styles of dress and personal upkeep usually designates certain attitudes. But anyway, that's something for another story. Okay, that's for a different time. Now, this bridge won't be done for another 2 years. They're looking at sometime in 2026 to have this crossing done. Now, what I'm hoping that they're going to do plenty of fence line through here to sort of funnel the animals to this crossing point. And hopefully with them making it as wide as it is, the animals will learn of its existence and utilize it. And hopefully the predators, like the mountain lions, won't lay in wait halfway across while the rabbits and deer start to cross over. And, quick, easy lunch supplied thanks to the government building this. You know what I'm saying? Animals aren't stupid. They learn. We had my son's dog this weekend. And we went and bought a huge ass bed for him. But then he's a big dog. And he would rather lay up on the couch than on this dog bed. Hey, Wiley, good morning. Or Willie, good morning. You know what? I need to see if this thing has. Let's see. Does this? Yeah, it's got a. There we go. What does this sound? There we go. Wiley's here. Welcome, Wiley.
That's too long. I'm going to have to figure a way of shortening that up or find one that's shorter. Nope, that's just the way it is. Well, no, our dog will, when he lays on the couch, his butt has to be touching someone. So, but their dog, I mean, but I got this big 110-pound dog laying on the couch. He takes up the whole couch, so the wife and I can't sit on it. But he's gotten smart enough where I walked into the living room, and all I had to do was make the hand motion for him and point to his bed. He got up, he looked at me, rolled off the couch, rolled over to the dog bed we bought him, and laid down there. Didn't have to say a word. So, I mean, we all know animals are smarter than most humans give them. And predators are especially a lot smarter. So, hopefully the predators won't learn to lay a weight here, but I doubt if that's going to happen. But anyway, kudos to California to building this. I'm glad they're doing it. That's a wise investment of taxpayer monies. And for a change, I'm actually in agreement with something the state of California is doing with money. So, all right, let's buzz over here real quick and see what's going on with, oh wow. With legal mindset, see if he's got anything. Okay. All right. Wiley, Roman, this is the actual search warrant that was applied for Nick Recada's search of his house and arrest. Children being hungry, not fed, wearing the same clothes for 3 to 4 days at a time, and starting to smell. Nicholas was reported as being lethargic and appeared to be high or drunk or drugged while driving. Another individual advised that Nick would walk out randomly during sermons and notice behavioral changes in him. Kayla looked anorexic. Nicholas had lost a substantial amount of weight. Yes, he did lose a lot of weight. One individual described Nick as having injection or track marks on his arms. The reporter reiterated concerns for neglect or controlled substance use within the home. Wow. And that's the part about the kids that's got me concerned. Were the kids not being fed? And other than my underwear, I've been known to wear this same. Oh man, I'm sorry, I didn't share that. My fault, guys. Here it is. Again, up at the top. The kids not being hungry, not being fed, wearing the same clothes for 3 to 4 days, and would start to smell. Well, if they're starting to smell, are they not bathing? No, Tyler, I'm not trying to play any games. What is I thought I shut the sound thing off.
All right. I'm sorry, guys. I thought I shut that off. I apologize. Tyre, I'm sorry. I really apologize. Back to the serious stuff here. All right. There's been reports made to other people, eventually to the police, of the kids being hungry, not fed, and wearing the same clothes, and starting to smell. The only reason why kids would start to smell is if they're not getting showered, bathed. And depending on what because depending on what I've done, I've worn the same pair of pants for 2 or 3 days in a row. Now, underwear, t-shirts, and if I've been out sweating through them, then of course the sweaty clothes come off and get hosed down and thrown in the laundry, but that's about. But Nick having track marks on his arms, that's not good. Oh, okay. So, all right. And let me, one more time, here is the link. This is Legal Mindset. He's the one that got the warrant this morning. He started reading it about a half hour ago. And if y'all want to go over and watch his show now or later, there's the link to it, okay? The Democrats are going after Alito, and they are going after Alito hard. One week after the New York Times reported an upside down American flag flew outside of the home of Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito, days before the January 2021 inauguration of Joe Biden, congressional Democrats are keeping up a steady drumbeat call for the justice to recuse himself in cases involving Donald Trump. At the very least, those involving January 6th and potentially many more. The more he recuses himself on anything to do with MAGA, Trump, DACA, any of those things, I would be happy. Says Hawaiian Senator Mazie Hirono. Now, Mazie Hirono, she sits on the Judicial Committee. And she's become infamous lately for the past, and when I mean lately, I'm talking about over the past few years. The only question she asks Wiley, a lot of people fly it as a sign of distress, a sign of being under attack. It's like the Black American flag that has come around here lately. All right. Let's see here. An upside down flag is a sign of distress or extreme danger. According to the U.S. Flag Code, flying an American flag upside down is only meant to be done as a signal of dire distress and instances of extreme danger to life or property. However, lately, hanging the stars and stripes upside down is seen more as a symbol, increasingly used by those on both sides of the political aisle. Flying the flag upside down in protest against Donald Trump's rule is an important act of symbolic politics. And that's from that that's from Salon. Salon is the one saying that. And Salon is hardly a right wing. Salon's a hard left place. So ideally, then, using that, Heranos should be upset if Alito recuses himself. This idea of these justices, and it seems to suddenly be coming from the left, because I honestly, I cannot remember as many calls from people on the right for left wing justices to recuse themselves. Oh, the Black American flag? Oh, the Black American flag. Okay. You haven't seen that one? The Black American flag originated in the Civil War between 1861 and 1865. It was created as opposing symbol to the white flag, which symbolizes surrender. Confederate Army soldiers flew the black flag to demonstrate they would not give in or surrender to the enemy. And what what I've seen some of the people say that they're flying the Black American flag as a way of saying that they will literally fight to the death, that no surrender, left wing politics. You know, it's the militia groups that have taken over the Black American flag. I've seen some flying on the back of pickup trucks. I've seen some on houses. Um, let's see if I can find an image of one here. Yep, here we go. Let me share this. There you go. There's the Black American flag. All right, so let me look that up. Black American flag with a green stripe. Black American flag with the green stripe, a symbol used to show support for federal law enforcement agents such as Border Patrol, park rangers, and conservative and conservation personnel. Additionally, the flag was designed to mobilize, unite people from the African diaspora. With they would add a red and yellow stripe for that. Man, they got all kinds of meanings for it here. Also supposed to be those in military forces who have died, black being the color of mourning. Then the green stripe to symbolize nature and the environment. Yeah, so they haven't really come up with a hard and fast rule for a flag with a green stripe. It could mean just about anything you want it to mean, I would guess. Let's see right here. Do Democrats think Alito need to recuse himself in any case involving a potential second Trump administration? I'm going to avoid speculation on that point. Needless to say, my hope is you don't have a Trump presidency, but I'll comment if and when that happens. Senator Richard Blumenthal, the stolen valor senator, claimed. The case for recusal rests on the view the upside down flag was a symbol expressing support for Trump's stolen election claims. Alito defended himself by telling the Times he had no involvement whatsoever in the flying of the flag and was briefly placed by Mrs. Alito in response to the neighbor's use of objectionable and personally insulting language on yard signs. Alito elaborated in an interview with Shannon Bream of Fox News that his wife had asked neighbor to take down a F Trump sign, and the neighbor posting another personally blamed Martha Ann for January 6th attacks and later using vulgar language towards her, including the C word. Alito's wife then flew the flag upside down. Wow. Okay. The move was seen as controversial because the inverted flag was a symbol taken up by some Trump supporters at the time of the Capitol riot. But 7 months earlier, the Associated Press described the symbol as a universal signal of distress, which is what it is, when deployed during the George Floyd protest. So it's okay when the left does it, but when the right does it, it's horrible. The right can't fly that flag upside down, no matter, it's typical. And this leads into another, by accident. I didn't do this on purpose because I didn't do this on purpose, but this leads to another article that we're going to look at this morning. But double standards. Alito's allies have argued that Democrats are applying a glaring double standard and that recusal because Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg herself spoke out against Trump's election in the middle of the 2016 campaign, and many congressional Democrats, and congressional Democrats did not call on her recusal from any cases involving Trump. In July 2016, Ginsburg told the New York Times, "I can't imagine what this place would be. I can't imagine what the country would be with Donald Trump as our president. For the country, it could be 4 years. For the court, I don't even want to contemplate that." She said if her late husband were around to see a Trump president, he would have said, "Now it's time for us to move to New Zealand." She then called him a faker on CNN, saying there's no consistency. He says whatever comes to his head at the moment. How has he gotten away with not turning over his tax returns? She apologized, but never recused herself, including the one about disclosure of tax returns. Why didn't Senate Democrats call for Ginsburg's recusal? Because I didn't remember her doing that. And like, who said that she did that? Wow. Then Hirano, when asked about why she didn't call for Ginsburg to recuse, Hirano replied, "Why don't we deal with the issues that are before us now? Don't tell us about what we did in the past. Let's look at what's going on." Precedent, Hirano, you Democrats love to claim precedent. The courts can't rule that way because of precedent. For 24 years, abortion's been legal. Now the Supreme Court's ruling against precedent. So, yeah. Oh, man, the double standard of the Democrats. Yeah, Ginsburg, Tyler, again, the, what was it that they did in honor of Ginsburg? All the female senators or House members dressed up like her one year before going into a State of the Union address or something. I don't remember. I just remember a bunch of women politicians dressed up wearing, because she always wore that specific frilly ascot. So they all wore that white ascot and a black jacket or something to try to look like her. As a lich, I sometimes wish you would do a lot more to these Democrats than just connect them to Ginsburg. I'm sorry, I didn't. Ginsburg was a smart woman. I'm not going to take. I can't. I did as a person. She was who she was, but her politics and the way she. I can't. I just can't. I just wish that she had left the court years before she did, rather than dying on the court. Because then it wouldn't look like I celebrate how she left the court. Because I was so glad when she left the court, I just wish that she hadn't died to do it. So, and that's something else the left loves to do, when you sit there and say, thank God, we got somebody else on the court, Ginsburg off. Oh, you're happy she died, huh? You're celebrating her that she died? No, I'm not celebrating that she died. I'm just celebrating that she's no longer on the court. I wish she was still alive. But no, again, they don't want to ever believe that. Oh. I'm not going to say I don't wish death on anyone. I wish death on those that hurt those who cannot defend themselves. No child deserves to be hurt. No innocent young child deserves to be hurt. And on those people, whether I know them or not, whether I know about them or not, The world would be a much better place if kiddly diddlers, diaper divers, all drop dead in the next 30 seconds. On those people, I've got no problem wishing death. On the people who take young children and lock them up in closets and starve them or withhold water or liquids from them because they peed the bed. I've got no mercy for them. So it's I just I don't want to be told I'm saying anything hypocritical here. I try to be as bluntly honest with you guys as I possibly can about most things. Because that way when we disagree on facts, not on feelings. Who's a good wood chipper? JD DeLay played a video of some guy the other day, and then he's on the phone, to a rental company. How much does it cost to rent a wood chipper for a weekend? And does it cost extra if you have to clean it out, or do I have to clean it out before I return it? I can't watch his streams, and I used to love his skits, but he doesn't do the skits anymore. But his skits were really good. But I love his shorts. His shorts are usually really great. He's the one that's introduced me to this, like Ian Breck and a few others, jumpsuit Johnny or something like that. The guy that pretended to get kidnapped by prison gang. Yeah, jumpsuit Pablo, right? Who's screaming there, Ramen? Did something happen with the? I haven't touched that thing. It shouldn't be doing anything. Okay, yeah, it's still showing I'm running clean. So. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. He did do a lot of screaming. He still does. He gets rather enthusiastic in his when he's talking about certain types of people. But I think this is something we can all get enthusiastic about. Where is this? All right. Since we're talking about flags and such, I'm going to go ahead and jump to this next story. I'm jumping to I'm skipping a couple of stories here and going to this next one. Today is the 28th. Saturday is June 1st. And get ready for what the hell's the name of that company now? Maybe who's the rainbow can Skittles. Get ready for the white Skittles coming out, because during the month of June they only produce white Skittles. Because the rainbow belongs to someone else. And it has already started. I find it amusing and amazing that the governments, state, local, federal government, burning the American flag, regardless of who owns that flag, desecrating the American flag, that's a First Amendment right, which it is. I've got no problem with that. Some people, if they, I wish if they wanted to burn the American flag, they'd wrap themselves up in it first. Then I'd be more than glad to watch them burn the flag up. But I have no idea. I have never ever bought Skittles. I quit buying Skittles before they started that crap because I just didn't like them. I didn't like the texture of them. I thought they were. They weren't good. They weren't M&Ms. So, but these cities will put the pride flags on the road. Now, anything on the road is going to get driven over. And they're going to get tire marks and trash thrown on them and everything else. Okay. So let me share this. Come on, thank you. In light of the recent vandalism targeting our progressive pride flag mural, I want to emphasize there's no place for hate in St. Petersburg. We stand united in valuing and appreciating every resident, regardless of their orientation, gender identity, or expression. They painted this huge ass pride flag on the intersection here. Now, I respect my car, my vehicle too much to do this kind of stuff. But let's see, where's the video? Okay, here we go. Let me share this tab. Okay, make sure that, yep, there we go. Let me enlarge this up. Now, there's no audio here. This is that pride flag. Watch the white truck. You really got to watch close what this white truck does. In fact, let me play this in slower speed because you'll miss it at normal speed because I had to watch it twice to see what happened. White truck enters the intersection. There he goes. You see that little puff of black smoke? You see those little puffs of black smoke? Right there and right there. Well, evidently, the guy dropped it a gear and spun his wheels. Dude, you're the ones that put that flag out there. You ought to know some people find that flag highly objectionable. And the city should not, and this is my opinion, be wasting taxpayer dollars on that, painting that flag on the road, and then sit there and whine and cry because somebody put tread marks on it. But that wasn't the only thing that got him upset. Couple nights later, let me go ahead and change this to regular speed because it's not that hard to see. You got this Yahoo comes in, and he starts doing donuts in the middle of the intersection. This is that damage the mayor of St. Pete was talking about. That's the damage he's talking about. Now, I don't have a picture of the damage itself, of the intersection after it happened. I don't believe I got a picture of that when I was looking for the articles this morning. No, I didn't get a picture of the damage itself. But in my opinion, that's got no business being there in the middle of the street to start with. Exactly, Tyre. Now, what they're talking about here, the police are actively seeking these guys. They want to charge them with felony. Oh man, don't tell me I lost it. Here you go. They want to charge them with felony criminal mischief. All right. Third, okay, where the amount of damage to the property exceeds $1,000, the offense is a third-degree felony, punishable up to 5 years imprisonment. That's under Florida law. Felony count of criminal mischief with damage over $1,000. That's a third-degree felony, 5 years in prison for doing donuts in the middle of the street. Hey, Neil. Oh, no, really? Okay, Wiley, I just read that the IDF was attacked by Egyptian troops. Holy crap. Well, Tyler, what was so funny about that Black Lives Matter in front of Trump Tower is the black women that came out and painted it white. I thought that was funny as hell when those two black women went out there and painted and with the white paint and started painting over it. So yeah, these people want to put those two guys, particularly the guy doing donuts, in prison for 5 years. That is absolutely and totally ridiculous. I got okay. Come on, fingers work. Okay. But I want to see if I can damage to gay flag in St. Pete. Images. Let's see if they can show. I guess gay flag mural. Road mural. All right. You would think somebody had taken pictures of it. But no, I do not see pictures of it anywhere. So anyway, it's absolutely ridiculous that they're planning on putting these, wanting to charge these guys with something, put them in jail for 5 years. It's been defaced at least twice. So, yep. And I tell you this, AI by Microsoft, man, they really, it's so sad that people are defacing that. Da 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 da. Well, whoa, Wiley, what the devil were you involved into? How'd you hurt your back? Oh, passed out from pain? Good God. I mean, I've been in so much pain, a quart of Jack Daniels didn't help at any. I was still stone cold sober. You picked up a 4-cylinder engine and transmission. I've only got one word to say for anybody that tries to do that kind of stuff by themselves with no tripod or hoist or anything else to help with it. Dumb. I don't care how big of a brute you are. That's dumb. Trying to pick that crap up by yourself. When I was active duty, we had a 320-pound radar component, the radar transmitter. Oh, well, okay, then yeah. All right. How bad did it break his foot? Yeah, I could see you now lifting it to get his foot out from underneath it. I would have done the same thing, that's for certain. But still, ouch. 3 broken knees. Well, he'll be off his feet for a few days. Getting that fixed up. But back to this gay pride flag here. If I was young and dumb and there would be a big blotch of white paint in the middle of that intersection, that 5-gallon bucket of paint fell out of the back of my pickup truck. Oops, sorry. Yeesh. I hope he can keep the foot. It's crushed that bad. We had a guy that they had to amputate part of it. They had to amputate the half of his foot. He had heavy parts fall on his foot, and they ended up amputating half of it. Got a medical discharge, and because you can't be in the military with that. Well, back then you couldn't be in the military with half a foot. Hell, now they let amputees stay in the military. Yeah, you can be Billy Badass all you want. And I'm as patriotic and love this country as much as the next person. But if I become an amputee, that's the end of my military career right there. I'm not going back active duty. I may go in as civilian worker, but I'm not going back in as active duty. Well, that's just it, Wiley. particularly the Army and Marine Corps, you know, everybody's a rifleman. You know, Air Force, yeah, Air Force, you've got a lot of, you know, people that, I mean, hey, that was my last 3 years in the Air Force because I had 14 hernias and they wanted to medically separate me at 17 years. And my commander told him that he'd move me to a desk job and I'd not work on the flight line anymore. And that's the only reason why I got to serve out my 20 instead of being medically separated at 17. Because you know, there was just no way I could work on the flight line anymore with 17 hernias. It was, or 14 hernias. It just was not going to happen. But anyway, let's see here. What else did I have to deal with this stupid article? All right, that was the video. I showed that. D, 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 D. Yeah, if you look over here, the responses to the mayor's, the flag mural will be clean and refreshed in time for Pride Month as we look forward, da 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 da. Go do more donuts. And if my tax dollars were going towards promoting ideology I agreed with, I'd be pretty pissed off too. I don't care if you want to be gay. All right? Just like a lot of people don't care that I'm a Christian. But I don't, you know, I don't sit here and beat my ideology or my religion in everybody's face throughout the entire stream. This is, you know, I would not want a Christian flag painted and then held sacrosanct on the middle of the road. Definitely don't want an American flag there to be driven over, spit on, and everything else. The idea that these people want to charge people with crimes that will put them in prison for 5 years is absolutely foolishness. Holy cripes. Exactly, Wiley. You know, wrong thing, you go to prison. Could you imagine a Republican taking out this ad for donations? There's one thing I hate, and this is Ilhan Omar. It's her blue check mark. There's one thing I hate is that Donald is a white supremacist and a right-wing extremist who spent years dehumanizing and attacking women, people of color, immigrants, and LGBTQ plus community, Muslims, and countless others. Donate to my campaign to fight back. Okay, let's count the lies of this bitch. Wasn't Ilhan the one that married her brother? let's see, for being a white supremacist, he hired an awful lot of black people to work in his companies. And he donated an awful lot of money to black organizations. So, I mean, he's a piss poor white supremacist. Right wing extremist. He was a Democrat for decades. Honestly, he only became a Republican to get elected to presidency. We all know that. Attacking women. He slept around a lot. That's one of the things I don't like about Trump is he couldn't keep it in his pants, but yeah, there's never been any proof that he's attacked women. Attacking people of color once again. If he's a white supremacist and he's attacking people of color, he sure donated a lot of money. Didn't he guarantee funding for the HBCUs for 10 years? Damn, that's a man who really hates people of color. You know, you forgot an important word here, Ilhan. Illegal immigrants. People who violate our laws in coming to our country. Trump was the first person elected to the office of the presidency that was pro gay rights before running for office. So he really didn't Muslims. I'm sorry, I don't oh, you talking about the 7-country ban? Travel ban? The same 7 countries that Obama had a travel ban with? Is that what you're talking about there, Ilhan? That's gotta be. So, I mean, everything, this whole post of hers is a lie. And it's a lie perpetuated by the Democrats and by the media. Yeah, exactly, Tyre. I mean, you know, hey, the Democrats gave a pass to Bill Clinton, who was sleeping around while in the presidency. He was getting the nod jobs under the Roosevelt desk. So, he was smoking his specially dipped cigars. There in the Oval Office. So, yeah, and the Democrats, you know, they found all kinds of ways to say that wasn't any kind of a deal to worry about. So, yeah, let's see, can you report ads? Report ad. Let's see, why would they allow us to report this ad? Well, it is definitely a political ad. So let's see what they say. All right. So we'll go with that. Maybe later. I don't think it was 150,000 people showed up at the Bronx. I think it was 3,500 showed up. But still, that was a gathering that absolutely broke AOC's heart. I don't know, Wiley, what's going on with your text to speech? So let's see. Trump Bronx rally attendance. Here we go. 8 to 10,000 people. Well, it was more than I thought there was. New York, the New York Post. Let's see here. I'm glad I didn't go to this. I want to skip this. All right, and let's see if they got the overhead view here. There it is. Open image, a new tab, and there that is. Wow. Remember AOC said that, that Trump wouldn't get anybody to show up? There we go. That's a lot of nothing. That is a lot of nothing there. And let's see. What we'll come back over here. AOC counter rally. And let me see if I can find out how many people showed up her counter rally. All right, because former President Trump held a massive rally in all places South Bronx, New York on Thursday. Had New York Rep AOC calling it on the heavens in despair. The Bronx native retweeted a post on X Thursday, which predicted that Cortona Park, where the rally was held, be a muddy mess tonight. God is good, adding their praying hands. Yeah, she's praying God would flood out the Trump rally. Turns out not only was AOC taking the Lord's name in vain, but she turned out to be completely wrong. Pictures and video revealed the skies opened up. And the rally withdrew several thousand supporters, with attendees lining in overflow spaces just for a glimpse. According to New York Post law enforcement sources, 8 to 10,000 people attended the rally. All right. I was getting that 3,500 from Thursday or Friday. This crowd is not the Trump's. This is the crowd that couldn't get into Trump's overflows, 10 times bigger than any crowd Biden could summon. That was the overflow right there. Wow. I was listening to one woman talking to a lady in a wheelchair. They'd been there since 7:30 in the morning to get into the Trump rally. And the Trump rally wasn't until 3 o'clock. So, okay. Oh, yeah, this This was amazing here.
What was the crowd like, and what kind of response did he get?
Look at the look on her face. She's like, "Oh God, I'm hating this. And I hate this question. Why you making me answer this question?"
Well, certainly a bigger crowd than I think Democrats would like to see, particularly given this is one of the bluest counties in the entire country. Now, one of the things that was interesting to me is that the Trump campaign said that they were going to micro-target to get people from the community to come to this rally. I wasn't sure what to expect. I've gone to a lot of these rallies across the country, and there are often people who travel hundreds of miles to see Donald Trump, and they're not necessarily part of the community. However, one of the things that I found was that there were a lot of people here that were actually from the Bronx.
You could tell she hated saying that. These are people actually from the Bronx. These aren't being trucked in. They aren't. Oh, this was funny. This was fun. I mean, that was great. That was absolutely great. Now, see, AOC held the counter rally, and the video and the pictures I saw of it, there wasn't but a half a dozen or so people showed up. I mean, it was held indoors, and there were more empty chairs there than people. So watching AOC sit there and is like, yeah, nobody's here, but that was so much fun watching that rally. I really wanted to talk about this on Friday, but Friday being a no politic day, no matter how happy it made me, I wanted to make it a no politic day. So, anyway, what else did I have here? I want to talk about Haiti here for a few minutes. And this is sad. This really is. And this is one of the times, if it had not been for all the illegals from all around the world that have crashed our borders over the last 3 years, I would say that we probably would, with Haiti being so close to the United States, that we would need to offer aid. Okay. And let's see, I want. Okay, I'm getting there, people. I'm getting there. All right. For those who don't know, okay, we all know Cuba's just 25 miles or so off the southern tip of Florida. Haiti and the Dominican Republic are just east of Cuba. So they're within 150 miles of the. Oh wow. And let's see here. My sister had knee replacement surgery the other day, and they're keeping her in the hospital until the 2nd of next month. Let's see. So Sunday is the earliest she's going to get out of the hospital. And they use stupid glue instead of stitches or staples to hold her knee back together. So, but anyway, so Haiti is in a close enough proximity that we need to be concerned about what's going on there. Come back over here. As armed gangs stormed the compound of a Christian nonprofit, Missions in Haiti, in Port-au-Prince. All right. His son, okay, there have been people beaten up, tied up by the first round attackers. Davy, his 21-year-old wife, Natalie, and Jude Monis, the Haitian director of the group, were all killed. Most U.S. citizens have evacuated the country earlier this year, but thousands of Haitians have been killed in the country every year since 2021 assassination of their president. Caribbean country has suffered skyrocketing violence as criminal gangs have taken control of large swaths of territory, including 80% of Port-au-Prince. There's been no police presence for months in the neighborhood where the Lloyds were killed. UN-backed Kenya-led force was due to deploy to Haiti last week, but its delay sheds light on the steep challenges of trying to restore order. The Haitian National Police is being overwhelmed by hundreds of better armed criminal gangs. 1,400 people killed in the violence. Last year, a total of 4,400 people were killed. In response to the chaos, some Haitians have formed self-defense brigades, melting out extrajudicial punishments, including hundreds of lynchings. We've got a crap ton of Haitians who have entered our country illegally. Over the past 3 years. If there was a case for a refugee program, a real refugee program, you could make the case for Haiti. But the problem is, it would have to be the refugee program should only be a short-term thing, not 20, 30 years worth. Hey, Data, good morning. Welcome, Data. Glad to see you. I'm having fun. The problem is that the refugee program has been so ruined. That's how Ilhan Omar got here. Comcast just left the computer back online. Huh? You need to give some more to that because I'm not understanding But I could almost, think that there needs, the U.S. needs to be in there helping what's going on down there. Notice I'm saying almost. Once again, the problem is the United States, we have gotten ourselves so involved in so many other little things that we don't know how to extradite ourselves out of. And our refugee program is no longer a refugee program, it's a transplant program. And we transplant their problems here to and make them our problems. Oh, so they just got your internet fixed. Okay. Well, then I'm really glad to see you. We've got no, I'm afraid to say that we need to be offering them help. But they're in our hemisphere. Their country is physically located very close to our country. So we're in a bit of a quagmire here. Now, do we help our neighbors? Or data, as in my case, you got no other choice if you want internet access. I would rather have WoW again than Comcast, but I've got no choice. WoW hasn't made it out this far. I would go back to them in a heartbeat if I could. So I really wish I had somebody on here that could help me, help walk me or talk me through this, Haitian mess. Because part of me really wants to say that, yeah, we need to help them out. The country is being torn apart. But another part of me is saying we can't help them out because we can't afford it because we've dumped too much money into the Ukraine and other places that we have no business in being. And we need to, unfortunately, they're just going to have to pull it on their own. No, not annexation time, Tyre. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We do not need that mess of a country as a part of ours. We don't need it as a territory. We don't need it as a state. We don't need it as a protectorate. We don't need to have that thing be in any way connected to us. But yeah, that's going to be some issues happening out of Haiti. Just be aware of it, because it's getting worse. It's not getting better. Every now and again, I got to remind myself where these countries are located because we just, we spend so much time worrying about where all these countries are, talking about all these other countries. that you sit there and you start to say, okay, where's this country from again? So Pope Francis issues rare apology after he's accused of using a slur to refer to gay men in a closed door session with bishops. First of all, if he's in a closed door session with the bishops, who in the hell leaked it? In a meeting with Italian bishops, the Pope was quoted as using the word prosinxagine, no, I have no idea, which the Roman Italian dialect roughly translates to faggotness. Whatever. Never apologize. We've all learned that by now. Never apologize. Oh, the closing arguments are underway in the New York trial. As I've said before, and I'll say it again, I would not be surprised to see a conviction. Just as I would not be surprised to see that the conviction is overturned on a in the Court of Appeals. So, yeah, it will be. It's a New York trial now. Will there be a chance that he's not convicted? That a mistrial, hung jury? Yeah. Okay. As we all know, Pat's in the hospital. Your boy Pat. All right. His sister 15 hours ago. Hi, y'all. This is Patrick's sister. I got his phone, letting people who know him know he's in the hospital right now with pneumonia. He went in Sunday night, and right now they say it's not looking good. Please keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Pat's a good guy. If you're a praying person, if you're a believer, please pray for him. If you're not a believer and you want to just send good wishes to him, please do. You know, pneumonia is not a thing to fool around with when it gets that deep in your lungs that you're in the hospital. So we all do, Neil. We all hope he gets better soon. Monkey's just not allowed to go to sleep until Pat gets out of the hospital. Because we all know when Monkey goes to sleep, bad things happen. But as the day goes, ladies and gents, this is going to end today's stream. I don't have it in me to do a 3.5 hour stream, so I'm just going to let y'all go. But y'all have a good day. Enjoy yourselves. Stay out of trouble unless you have someone fun to get into trouble with and to get in trouble out of with. Please keep patting your prayers. Be with the ones you love and love the ones that you're with. Later.